Okay guys, I'm out of the van for a couple of days here, so I thought I'd give you a quick look at something I just got from the Royal Mail. So I ordered on eBay. It's come from Great Britain, of course, and it's I guess it's the British slash European technique for redirecting your charge from your car battery to your in Great Britain's case they call them leisure batteries. Uh, and I just thought I would make this an added part of my setup. Uh, the common way is with the solenoid, and you connect the solenoid to a fuse bound with a connection that only activates when the engine turns on. This split charger idea is very interesting to me, in the fact that you are not going to have to worry about connecting your solenoid to a fuse box to know when your car's turned on. The split charger is reportedly activated by voltage. So when you get above 13.3 or somewhere in that range, it's going to click over because it realizes then that your vehicle is on. Let me see. I can't really see this real well because I am wearing camera glasses, but it's either 13.3. And then when it gets down to, was it 12.4 or somewhere in that range, it then switches off. So when your car switched off, your battery, of course, will charge would diminish from the peak it's achieving when it's actively being charged from the alternator, and it'll drop. And then this basically knows you're no longer connected to your car battery, so you can't run off your leisure battery. In the state's case, it's just a couple of batteries in the back. We don't have a good term like leisure for them. Okay, now I've got some. Okay, I got to replace some of these. Not sure how exactly I'm going to work that. Okay, I'm going to have to. I got a large crimper, where you can hit with a hammer. It's also spring loaded, so I can use this and probably put it on the connectors I have. I might need some slightly larger ones here, and then I can hook the connections for the charger on there as well. You get a little conduit type plastic thing here. It's supposed to have an earth, they call them in Great Britain, maybe in other parts of Europe. Just some length of black cable that's going to be going to the ground. Now I've got to figure out how this particular technology is going to mesh with a battery bank. I don't think it's a big deal. I've been running through it in my head on multiple occasions here. These are the fuses, inline fuses. You got some tie downs and some other bits and pieces, and I have an installation guide which I'm going to read thoroughly before I actually start this process. Not that much to read. This should be installed. Plan your install before start cutting. Of course, I'm going to be doing that. Both fuse boxes should be installed as close to the positive battery terminal as possible. That's not a big deal. Split charge relay requires an independent chassis body earth, so place this somewhere suitable. So I have to drill a little hole or find some available hole and screw down the ground cable. Doesn't look like it's going to be too complicated, which means it's going to be vastly complicated. I'm not going to be doing that immediately. I'm going to have to plan, and then I'm going to have to, then I'll probably be doing it before I connect it to the battery. I'll be wiring it up, and I'll be showing bits and pieces of that as I go. Of course, I don't show as much of an active installation as some do, because I don't really have a set place to work. So I'm usually ad hoc in a parking lot or somewhere where I won't be bothered for a bit, and I'll do as much as I can before I move on. So that's basically what it is. It's a split charger, 140 amp sensitive relay. I hadn't seen these too much in the American videos. I'm sure that they are out and about, but with this I am going to be able to do it without hooking up the all of the details to the fuse panel and then the other solenoid. This is going to replace some of that, and to me that's a level of complexity I can avoid, and this might help. Of course, I might be getting into a whole different ball game of complexity here, because the installation guide it's got to be more than one page. Oh, okay, shoot, it felt like one page. Okay. Fuse, relay, fuse, basic instructions. Yeah, it's going to take some looking at this and working on it for a while. I'll be reading it thoroughly before I begin to. Well, I can wire it up initially without even wiring it to my battery, so I can get those details done, and then hooking it to the battery in the car and to the battery bank, which is going to be a level of complication I haven't seen in the videos I've watched of the installation. It says that the split charger needs an independent ground, so I'm not going to be running it from the positive and negative on the battery bank, which is in parallel. So from one battery to the other, positive on one side, negative on the other. So it could be complex. If it takes it, I'll just buy another battery, and I will just use it and charge it from the car, and then using it as an auxiliary. That will be a whole level of complexity I hadn't planned on, but I'll do whatever it takes to get this up and going. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of this. I'm in a hotel room because it's my birthday, so I've got some social requirements that means I need an independent place to stay for a couple of days. So and I wouldn't normally do this for a birthday, but it's one of the big ones, one of those decade birthdays, which means you're either grown up or closer to death. So I'm a positive kind of guy, so closer to death. I'm only kidding. In any case, that's what I got. I want to show this little arrival. I've got some other things. I got some rechargeable batteries for my security cam on my van. I bought some. What else have I got coming? I think that might be about it. If there is anything interesting that I think would be necessary, that would require a video, or one which I can make a video that won't make people go to their rest with sharp objects, then I'll make a video about it. All right, that's all I've got. Just showing this right now. Now comes the process of thinking about how to get this installed.